Hello folks and welcome back. Just looking in this Vitapod here, I noticed that there's one or two of the peppers and that on the verge of slightly going leggy. Now I've checked the temperature, they're on 15 degrees and I really don't want to lower it much than that. And the other option would be to increase the light, which again I don't want to do that. So I've made the decision that I'm going to move all the plants out, take the grow tent down, put the Vitapod back and put the plants in so they just have natural daylight. Any that are virgin on leggy, I'll probably take the top tip out and just let them branch out anyway. Right, I've removed the tent and I'm just starting to put them back in place now. I'll just show you what I mean regarding the size of the peppers. I don't know if that'll show it up too good or not, but to me them just getting a bit on the too tall side, so if there's any that is in excess of it all, I'll nip the tops out. The other thing I want to show you is the way I do let the peppers dry out. If you look at the compost on here, that there's a really light colour, a grey colour, and normally I'll just water these from the bottom. These are being done with a quarter strength of seaweed solution. I also use a thing called chili focus, if you've ever heard of that. Get it from the Devon chili farm. But anything which is drooping, to rehydrate them quite quickly, I'll just get the bottle and give them a little drink on the top. And that perks them up. Right, let's get the rest of these back in. So there they all back in position. I have cropped down probably about 6. And they will say getting a bit leggy. However, I think these will be all right now. I've got them into natural daylight. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is only leave the one layer on the Vitapod at the moment and put the lid on. That will help keep the humidity and it will warm up a lot easier as well. And wait till I start pushing the lid. After only a few days of sowing, the lettuce are already quite high and these will need pricking out sooner rather than later. It's the same story over in the Vitapod with the brassicas. As you can see from that, we've had fairly good germination, so they'll be potted on quite soon as well. In the end, I went the whole log and pricked 2 trays out, 3 rows in each. You might think that's a lot of seeds or plantings. There is actually probably 25 each, but I'd rather have too many than not enough. And I'm sure there'll be a few victims out on the allotment who will only be willing to take any spare off my hands. So that's the lettuce pricked out. One job for me, which is way off sequence, is the replanting of this strawberry bed. Now I did take the strawberries last year, the runners, and they have done excellent, and ideally I'd like to have them replanted back in here late autumn, around about September, October. However, that wasn't to be. I'm just now going to remove this weed membrane, this stuff called Fabrex, and I must say this is in excellent condition again. This has been down 3 years and it's still as good as new. So I'm going to remove this, add some manure, dig it in, relay it and then plant the plants out. It is a bit late, so I'm willing to allow next season little or no fruit just to get a good root system back into the ground. However, as I say, depending on how well the fruit, if there is a lot of flowers on, I might take the odd 1 or 2, but most of them will be removed. Okay, let's crack on. I must say I'm quite impressed with the quality of the soil below there. I've removed 1 or 2 stragglers of bindweed roots, but apart from that, that's exactly as the soil I found it. So I'm going to give this a little top dress of rotted manure, tittle that in and get the cover back on. Well, that's bedded in nicely now. The surface is just that little bit too wet for what I like, so I'm going to leave the cover off for a day or two. No rain forecast, however, we've still got quite high winds, which will help dry it out. And once that's done, I'll pop the cover back on and leave the worms to do their job. Another job I can be ticking off the list is a job again which should have been done earlier, removing these sprout stalks. Now normally with brassicas I like to actually remove the complete plant out of the ground at harvest time, but with sprouts obviously that's not possible because you're picking at intervals. And the reason I like to remove them is that taking the complete plant out reduces any risk at all of stuff like club root and that multiplying in the soil, because the roots are still there, so taking them out completely eliminates most of that risk. And the other thing with these is that I don't have a mincer or a shredder or anything like that, so these are a pain to chop up and put into the compost heap. I don't even bother with that. All I do, I cut them up into small segments and they go into the council waste bin and let them take them off for me. These cauliflowers have certainly come on since the last time we saw them. Some of them starting to actually blow now, so I'm going to be harvesting. I'm going to take the lot out and also get the stalks out. Check in there, no club root at all, worms in the soil, that's good news for me. There's a little bit of whitefly around. Well, these have outperformed any puny efforts that I managed to produce during the summer. I know it's a bit late, but anything's better than nothing. There's one or two just starting to blow, as you can probably see, but that's no big deal. A lot of these will probably be chopped up, frozen, maybe cauliflower cheese, but one will definitely make it for our Sunday roast. So that's about it for me on this one. There's still plenty more jobs to do, including getting this bed sorted, but you may see that one in the next video. Many thanks for watching. Stay safe all. Bye for now.